Hi guys, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got to this drugstore affordable summer cut crease makeup look. I'm so proud of myself for doing another cut crease. I've been trying to practice different techniques with eyeshadow because I know I stay in my comfort zone a lot, but I really like to create looks that I feel like I would actually wear outside of the house. I love the way this look turned out because it is a cut crease, but I still think, again, it's very wearable, it's very fun for summer, and I use a lot of my favorite drugstore products. And for today's video, I'm actually working with Flower Beauty. You guys know I love Flower Beauty. I rave about them all the time on my channel. It is one of my favorite brands. I think they have great quality products for a great price. So thank you, Flower Beauty, for sponsoring today's video. The main inspiration behind this look is actually this Galactic Glow Holographic palette from Flower Beauty. First of all, can we talk about the packaging? It is so beautiful. I love this palette. It's so versatile, and I'm going to show you guys how you can use it on your eyes, your face, your lips, your body, everywhere to create a really beautiful but wearable holographic look. And I'm actually going to be having a giveaway. One of you guys will be winning this bag full of Flower Beauty goodies, and you also get a palette in here so you can test it out for yourselves as well. I think it's perfect for summer. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and just comment down below. All other details will be in the description box. Please make sure that you check everything before commenting. That way you have a possibility of winning. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to grab a snack, and let's just go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, so I'm starting off with my brows done as always. I already primed my lids. My lips are moisturized with my Menthol Lip Shine from Bath & Body Works. I actually added this to my FAQs in my description box because I always get questions about what I'm wearing on my lips, and this is always it. Alright, so I'm starting off with the Makeup Revolution Iconic Neutrals 2 palette. This is such a great palette, especially if you need just like some really good neutral transition colors. This is great, and if you love your warm tones, of course you're going to love this palette. You can find this online or at Ulta. It's only $7, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to start off with the soft brown color, and I'm just going to be applying that right into my crease. It's pouring rain outside, and I wonder if you guys can hear it. Alright, you know I gotta warm up the crease a little bit more, so I'm going to be taking the orange color in here. This is one of my favorite colors in the palette. It is so beautiful, and I'm going to be applying that also pretty much where I just applied that previous shade. And I'm not being super precise, like I'm getting the eyeshadow all over my lid, and it's really not a big deal just because I'm going to go over top anyways with concealer when I cut the crease, so it's really just about getting the crease part to be super warm. The rain is so relaxing. Honestly, I'm so happy that it's raining. It's been so hot here in PA, like 90 degrees, close to 100 degrees. And I know a lot of places like California and Arizona, you guys always like let me know how hot it is over there. But it's like the humidity. It's like, oh my gosh, we need some rain. Then I'm picking up the shade right here, which is like right below the orange shade that I was just using. And I'm going to really kind of like pack that on the outer part of the crease. Do you hear the motorcycle? So many noises today. I've said it before, but it's so weird because, okay, so my house is right here. Then there's a bunch of woods, and then there's a highway. So every time there's like motorcycles or ambulances or anything, I always hear it. And it's really crazy because I actually live so close to a grocery store. I can literally walk to the grocery store. Like I have to walk up the hill and it's right there. Every time at the grocery store they're like, for example, clean up on aisle 3 or whatever the case may be, I always hear it through like the loudspeaker. It's so funny. So I'm really using sort of like packing motions with that color. Now time to cut the crease. Oh my gosh, I always get so nervous doing this. So I'm going to be using my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. I love this concealer. It's one of my favorites. And I have this one currently in the shade Light Medium. I could probably go up a shade and use the shade Medium, but I can't find that concealer in my collection anywhere. So I'm just going to go in with this today, and I'm going to apply it right on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take a concealer brush just to cut the crease. So I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty Galactic Glow Holographic palette, and I'm going to be using that to set my concealer. I'm actually going to be picking up the gold shade and then the pink shade right next to it. The pink shade honestly is so unique. It kind of reminds me of Cube from Anastasia Beverly Hills because it looks white in the pan, but when you actually swatch it, you're going to see really pretty like pink purple reflex in it. It is such a beautiful color. So mixing it with the gold, it just creates like this really gorgeous shade. I'm obsessed with it. This is definitely one of the most wearable holographic palettes I have in my collection because the colors are really vibrant and beautiful and creamy on the skin, but they're still wearable. And I love how they did neutralize the palette with the gold in this palette because when you mix the gold with other shades, it just makes it that much more wearable, but you're still going to get those really pretty reflex, especially under the light. So for 4 highlights in here, it's only $16. You can get this palette at Ulta, Walmart, and if you get it at Ulta, actually, you know, Ulta always has coupons, so you can probably get this for even cheaper than $16, so it's a great value. So I'm going to just take, like I said, the gold and the pink shade right next to it, and I'm going to set my concealer with that. And don't let the colors in here fool you. I know that they look light, but I'm telling you, when you apply them, they're so wearable. Like a lot of different skin tones can wear this palette. Alrighty, now let's hope that we can do the same thing on the other eye. I think the hardest part about a cut crease is not only, of course, cutting the crease, but just making sure that they both look even. Like I feel like one always looks different for me. But this brush does make it pretty easy. I wish it was a little bit smaller, but I do love it. It's the Morphe M224. It's great if you want to really pack color on your lid, or even just like I just did, like cut the crease. It makes it really easy. So once I have that color in there, what I'm going to do is take a different brush. This is a really tiny Morphe M507, and I'm going to jump back into the warm colors that I was using in the crease. And I'm going to kind of just clean up the crease a little bit. So a cut crease absolutely calls for a winged liner. So I've been loving this one from L'Oreal. I have a lot of L'Oreal products today, and I did not mean for that to happen. I've just been loving a lot of their stuff. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Liquid Liner, and this one is in the shade Black. I've been obsessed with this. It's such a great liquid liner, and I'm not a pro at winged liner, especially since I don't do it that often anymore. So this makes it really easy. For lashes, I'm going in with these Kiss Lash Couture Triple Up Collection, and these are in the style Garters. I've never tried the style before, but they're really pretty, and I usually always love Kiss lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these on, and then we'll move into the skin. So I'm going to start off by priming. Of course, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photofocus Primer Water Spray. I actually really love this. I'm going to just spritz my face, hydrate it. So once that's really sunken into the skin, I'm going to go in with my Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. I love this for mattifying and smoothing the skin out. Thunder continues. I'm going to apply this pretty much on my T-zone because that's where I get the most oily. You can get this primer at Ulta or Target. And seriously, I've been loving it for forever. I can't get enough of it. It doesn't dry out my skin too, but it does absorb the oil, which I love. For foundation, I've been loving the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. I'm obsessed with this. Like, I can't get enough of it. I can't stop using it. It's so creamy and buildable coverage, and it looks so natural on the skin. Like, I just love it. So I have this one in the shade 408 Tan, which is my tan shade. And I really like to blend this foundation out with a sponge or with a, I was gonna say sponge or beauty blender, with a sponge or a brush, but anything really. It just depends on what I'm feeling. I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty sponge today, which is one of my favorite drugstore sponges. It is so squishy and soft and bouncy. Honestly, this is softer than the beauty blender, and it's like a quarter of the price, so I love it. 100% recommend it. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of cream contouring, and I'm going to use the same L'Oreal foundation stick. I just have this one in the shade 410 Cocoa. A little bit of this does go a long way. When I first used it, I used way too much, and it still blends out really well. You just don't need that much. Then I'm using this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and I'm going to just blend out the nose contour. This brush is everything. I'm obsessed with it. I love it for doing this or for blending out really small areas underneath your eyes, like if you have tiny creases of concealer or anything. It's amazing. Okay, then for concealer, I'm jumping back into the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, and I've talked about this so many times. I love this concealer. It's definitely one of the best ones that I've tried at the drugstore. It is so creamy. It has great coverage, and I love it. So I'm going to just use a little bit right underneath my eyes because this one is a little too light for me. I need to definitely get the shade medium since I'm tan, but we're still going to make it work. I need to get a shirt that says, like, I always make it work, because seriously, I always say that in all my videos. And then I blend it out, and I don't blend all the way up here because I don't want anything to get messed up, like with my lashes, since the sponge is a little bit bigger. So I will just go in with that e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush to really get in there and blend a little bit more precisely. I'm going to blend the concealer down my nose just with my finger, and then I'll go back over it with the brush. Any concealer looks amazing with this foundation. I think it's because it's so creamy. When you layer product over top, it kind of just melts into the skin and it looks so seamless. I'm gonna go in and set everything, and I'm gonna set underneath my eyes with my Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Loose Powder. I love this one. If you have oily skin, you 10 out of 10 need this. It's amazing. It doesn't dry out my skin though, which I really appreciate in a powder, because there's so many mattifying powders that I have found that just give me like this really dry, nasty look, but this one doesn't do it for me. So I'm gonna just take this with my sponge, and I'm gonna set pretty much everywhere. And this does not give you a white cast, by the way. I'm gonna actually let that bake for a little bit. I really like to use mattifying products with this foundation because I do find that it is so creamy that it can get oily if you don't use mattifying products. So if you have dry skin, I think you would really enjoy this foundation as well. So while that bakes a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and set the contour. I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine's all beat up and I don't care because I love it that much and I'm still going to be using it. This one is in the shade Deep, and I wish they had more colors, honestly, because this deserves to have like at least 10 shades. Like seriously, it's such a great bronzer. So I'm going to drag this down my neck as well. And I usually don't let this stuff bake on my face for too long. So let's wipe it away. And then usually when I wipe, I'll blend as well, just so it doesn't look too crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some blush and highlighter, of course. For blush, I'm using the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Toasted Cinnamon. This is the perfect bronzy toned blush. I can't get enough of it. It's my favorite. Then for highlight, I'm jumping back into the Galactic Glow Holographic palette. I'm basically going to be using the same shades that I applied on my lid, on my chest, on the tops of my cheekbones, everywhere. So I'm going to just take my Morphe M501 and I'm going to just dip into both colors. Ooh, I love it. I like mixing the two because it just creates like the perfect color. I'm actually mixing a little bit of the white in here too. So I'm basically doing this. Oh. Alright, now for the chest. I'm actually going to use a bigger brush because I really want the entire chest to be glowy and pretty, and I'm just that extra. Okay, so I'm going to use a stippling brush because it's going to be easier to apply on the chest versus that little tiny brush. So this one is from LA Girl. It's the 103 brush. Apply it everywhere. Oh, do you see how pretty that is? And then what you can do, just so it can really stick, is just set your chest with some setting spray, and it's just gonna really stick and appear more vibrant. And this is one of the reasons why I love highlighter palettes, because you can really customize your own shades and just like make it your own, you know, you don't have to just use one and be limited. I'm actually going to spray my chest and my face right now, and then I'm going to finish up the lower lash line, and then I'll probably spray again just because I'm that obsessed with setting spray. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist, and I've talked about this before. This is amazing and it smells like coconut, so it's a win-win. my gosh, I almost forgot to set my brows. I'm gonna use my Tinted Brow Mascara from NYX. I used to not set my brows, and I don't know what was going on with me then, but this is a must. And I've been alternating between this one and the Wet n Wild Brow Mascara. Those two have been like my go-tos, and they're so affordable, so. Now we can finish up the lower lash line. So I'm going to just jump back into the Makeup Revolution palette, of course. I'm pretty much just going to use the same colors that I used in the crease and just drag them on my lower lash line just to smoke everything out. Alrighty, so then what I'm going to do is go back into the highlighter palette, of course. I'm going to be mixing the white shade with the shade right next to it, which kind of has like a bluish purple tint to it. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to just take that and apply that right in the inner corner of my eyes and also the brow bone. For lips, I'm going to start off by lining them with the Catrice Lip Foundation Pencil in the shade Take You to the Chocolate Shop. I use this all the time. It goes with so many different lip colors. Then for lipstick, I'm going in with the Flower Beauty Matte Lipstick, and this one's in the shade 25 Warm Sand. These are so creamy. They last forever on the lips, and I just love the formula of them. This color is like my go-to whenever I'm tan like now or when I'm super fair. It's just perfect. Then what I'm going to do, just to kind of give myself like a little bit of shimmer on the lips, kind of like that holographic look. I really like some holographic lip glosses, but a lot of them can be a little too aggressive, like a little just too much. So if I ever want to do something that's a little more subtle, I'll just take a little bit of highlighter and apply it right to my lips. I'm actually going to use the gold shade again, and I'm going to mix it with the shade right next to it, and I'm just going to apply that right on eyelids. Pretty much just in the center. And then I'll just rub my lips together. Then I am taking the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss, and I'm going to be applying that right over top. You could totally leave it like this too, because the lipstick is creamy so it doesn't feel drying or anything, but I want to give myself like that wet look. And this is just like what it says on the bottle. It literally makes your lips look wet. Alright, final thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and spray my face. So once again, because I'm obsessed. So I'm going to go ahead and pop some earrings in, and then I'll see you in 1 second. Alright guys, so that completes this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and please leave me your current drugstore favorites down below in the comments as well. I always love your recommendations, and I'm always down for trying out some new drugstore makeup, so leave me your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to Flower Beauty for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys in a few days in my next one. Bye.